Why we selected this topic? It's connected with technologies, and at the same time, technology is a driver for sustainability and security. And this is very significant nowadays. It's very hard to think about our traveling without technologies, at least without smartphones. We can do a lot of things as checking, finding the right place, and send our pictures via social media. But technologies are much more in tourism and leisure, how we can use them appropriately and in more smartest way to achieve sustainable development goals. And I am very proud that today we have three panelists. My colleague from Vidzeme University of Applied Sciences, Edmunds Jansons. He is the director of Master Study Program, Virtual Reality and Smart Technologies.
Hello.
Then I am happy to introduce you with my partly a colleague and also the guest of the International Week and the Conference, Mahender Gavinolla, PhD assistant professor in tourism from National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management in India.
Thank you, Agita. Thank you.
And also, I am proud that in our team we have a lawyer, Tomaš Moravec, associate professor from Prague University of Economics and Business, Czech Republic.
Thank you. Hello.
Unfortunately, one of our panelists, Igor Slauzis, from an innovative company in Valmiera, is unable to attend this panel discussion today due to illness, but I would like to briefly introduce you remotely to the company product, because this is really a very innovative product, and you could see on the screens around the hall that this is Spirit of Extraordinary, and this is amphibious camper trikes for the wild and free. Let's down scroll. And this is fully electric amphibious RV designed for the most sustainable and unique outdoor experiences. It's machines that create smiles and lifelong memories, perfect for families, for couples, adventures, and general outdoors focused crowd. The company name is B Triton, combines three functions: accommodation for two, boating and cycling. 3 in 1. It represents a revolution in sustainable travel. Immerse yourself and experience the outdoors in a new and exciting way. Travel and sleep anywhere your heart desires. And please go to the video that we can see this product. I think that you saw yourselves that this is very innovative product in a sustainable way. And I also asked about the main challenges to deal in the field of tourism. And the co-founder of the company, Aigars, mentioned that one of the challenges is the small market in Latvia. That they need mainly focus on export markets in Europe. They are looking for Netherlands, that it could be one of the most appropriate markets because there are already exist infrastructure for cycling, for boating in cities. As well as they tested this product already in different countries in Europe. But very close to Valmiera in Smiltene, only in 30 minutes drive, they have offer for this unique product that travelers from Latvia and from abroad can assign for this unique experience to use this 3D amphibious boat, cycling, and also for sleeping this camper. Yes. It's important the size of market and also how much travelers are ready to pay for such innovative products. This is also a challenging point to sell the product. And another aspect, it's also connected and linked with sustainability, how to book an organized trip, for example, from abroad till Smiltene for small groups and for families, because it's not so easy yourself to plan all this trip. Yes, it was short insight in this innovative company which established in Valmiera in our native city of our university. But now I would like to ask to share experiences, how technologies can help for sustainable tourism. To share, I think at first I will ask for Tomaš, that you could share your insights about the technologies and sustainable tourism.
Yeah, from my insight, I was thinking about this panel and about the sustainability, and understand it more with economic way due to my specialization in insolvency law also, and prevent to travel or subject on market in tourism wasn't go to bankruptcy. But also I think that is the financial aspect also connected with ecology. Because of when you save sparing, for example, don't waste with food material, for example, in hotels, you also save our earth. The technologies, I have several point of view or several technologies which can be used in tourism. I think that they are also common, and I have also own experience because in Czech Republic there was one startup, it's called Muse, and he's developed some property operational management system for hotels that they provide the savings for reservation of clients and also for sparing with cost that organize how to buy food and material for hotels and other things, and how to behave. There is some for a specific storage system which announce that person needs to buy something or take account. Other things that can be technology used for sustainable from my point of view, or some smart technologies in buildings that can organize heating, air conditioning, and these technologies, the owner of hotel or management or personnel can know whether the guests are in the room or no, or it's automated and stop when the window is open, it stop air conditioning or heating and so on. Also it can help with self-checking system. So also now I think it's triggering the using of AI in tourism in different way, in marketing, in organizing way, or travel and trips to combine different ways of traveling. And also I think that I wanted to mention some virtual reality and augmented sector. For example, in Prague, for child, there's some game. They usually child don't like to walk, but in this game, it's in old Prague, in old city, and they could choose some hand and play some games and learn how the Prague is seeing and how it looks like. And there are on the small places, and for them it's game, but they see all of tourist attraction in Prague. It's technologies in tourism from my point of view, and I also think that this virtual reality can be used in some overcrowded places that you can walk, and it provides similar experience. Also, it can be used for example, disabled people that cannot travel and cannot go, for example, for the steps, but they can see the city. Thank you.
Thank you for your insights, and I would like to add about the hospitality service which I saw a week ago in Copenhagen in a very big hostel, A&O. During the breakfast time, the hostel was very busy with many of clients and customers. And first time in my life, I used a self-service pancake cooking machine, which is a great technology that you could just add your hand and you could get pancakes, fresh pancakes, and you could get one or two, how many you want. But this is self-service, and I think that it helps to save resources, exactly food in hospitality industry, which is one of the most crucial challenges, food waste. Yes, I think that we can find more and more good examples. Thanks, and now I would like to give the floor to Mahender, that you could share some good examples from India.
Yeah, good morning all of you. It's nice to be here. Yeah, when it comes to the implementation of technologies, particularly in the context of sustainable tourism, we can mainly use for the tourism development, planning, management, and promotion. In the context of sustainability, when it comes to India, particularly management of tourism destinations, it's mainly applied in protected areas and mainly in the niche tourism areas. Protected areas are playing a major role in promoting wildlife tourism and nature-based tourism products, and also integrating all sustainability aspects. The major advantage with Indian protected areas that we have is there is a clear entry and exit. But the same may not be possible with the urban areas. We do have challenges, and in the context of protected areas, we have a proper booking system and a visitor management system. We have a carrying capacity system, where there will be a clear number of tourists will be allowed in a particular trip, and beyond that they will not allow. So, which is one of the greatest thing that we have adapted, and there is also clear management strategy for visitors in the protected areas. So by using the big data, yeah, this is applicable. And coming to the management again, most of the national parks are having policies where the integration of sustainable technologies is a major component, and accordingly, there are certain certifications which are necessary for the travel agents to show that they are adopting sustainable practices, particularly in the context of a technological aspect. And again, coming back to certain niche tourism products, rural tourism is one of the major form of tourism, which is very popular in India. And way back in 2002, with the support of UNDP, we have started integrating sustainable technologies, particularly for the promotion, for the management of the destinations, and which is very successful in few destinations. But yes, there is a long way to promote in most of the destinations. And in the recent past, particularly during the COVID-19 situation, technology enabled us to diversify the different forms of tourism. Particularly the staycation tourism is one of the major tourism which we started promoting, and which enabled a small-scale travel agents, the tour operators, to promote staycation tourism, particularly the working professionals going to the protected areas or the Himalayan areas, living with the community, and the community members realized the potential, and accordingly they started using internet facility, Wi-Fi services for the visitors, and all other necessary technology they have enabled to use this particular opportunity. And it's one of the successful form of tourism in the northern part of India, particularly in Himalayan areas. So at the same time, we do have challenges when it comes to the urban tourism. Yes, we do not have a clear entry and exit point, and which is one of the major challenge for implementing in terms of the management of the technologies for the management of tourism. Then we have successfully implemented UPI system and online travel booking system and accommodation booking system, which enabled small-scale travel agents and the tour operators and the visitors to experience the different products, and along with that, particularly enabling or promoting the GI system and geotagging system, which allows for the rural tourism destinations or a particular the areas which are popular for a particular artifact or a cultural heritage. They are very much interested to go to the interiors just because of that particular tagging. And also in the recent past, I think it was for the year 2022, our village nearby Hyderabad, there is a village called Pochampalli, which is famous for ikat textiles, a form of textile which is very popular. And because of geotagging, people are coming to that particular destination, and it is popularized, and now it is recognized as a UNWTO's world's best tourism village. So like that, there are some success stories which we have successfully implemented in the niche tourism. But yes, broadly in the urban areas, we do have challenges in implementing the technology in terms of the management and also promotion. And these are the major observations I can tell from the Indian point of view.
Thank you, Mahender, that you highlighted a very important stream, how we can apply and use technologies in visitor management and planning. In our case, in our university, we are dealing more with visitor management in outdoors. We have a geospatial laboratory, and my colleague Andris Klepers is in charge of this special laboratory. And we are using different type of egg counters to get a number of visitors. But then the next step is how we are analyzing these data and how we apply in practice for local municipalities or for park managers these data. And I would like to ask you, what are the main challenges in India to apply these technologies for visitor management? We know that there are different technologies, different softwares, but what is the most complicated to apply in practice to use these technologies for visitor management?
Yeah, as I mentioned in my talk, particularly it's very difficult in the urban areas because we don't have a proper entry and exit system. We don't know exactly how, like whether they are the tourists or the local community or what, where they are exactly traveling. This is one of the things, and the cost is also another major challenge in terms of implementation. And most importantly, I think it requires proper policy, which is lacking in so many ways, particularly for the urban areas. So these are the major challenges, I feel.
Thank you. And now I would like to give the floor to my colleague Edmunds, who is one of the key experts in virtual reality and augmented reality. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, before I give you some examples of how can the virtual and augmented reality be used, I'd also would like to point attention to the fact how we can look at sustainability in tourism, actually. So, of course, first of all, it's a question of the ecological footprint, all the negative side effects of tourism that can be brought upon by the masses of people. And of course, then it's a question of how many resources are used altogether. So starting from the point when a tourist starts his journey until the moment when this tourist finalizes his journey at the tourism spot or the place of area of tourism object. And the second is the carrying capacity of certain tourism object, because you can easily see that when you have an overwhelming number of people attending a single spot, and if it's a natural object, then you can see that there's erosion in the place, in the pathways, in the ecosystem, even in the old medieval castles. We can see that due to the number of tourists that have attended the place, that there are footsteps that have already been flourished away. So basically they are eroding even the footsteps on the castles. But when we're talking about virtual and augmented reality, or as we also call that, extended realities, and the solutions, there are many possibilities to avert these kind of negative side effects. So it means that the software used for these artificial experiences, whether it's whilst using virtual reality, that you immerse in a field where you see a twin copy of a tourism object, or if it's the second option, if you use augmented reality, when you observe some extra information or overlay on the existing scenery. Both of these ways can offer the opportunity for the tourists to feel the area, whether fully immersively or partially, to feel the area with a more close-up feeling without actually causing the damage, or at least causing less damage to this area that is needed to be protected, or where we would like to reduce the ecological footprint. In case of Latvia's experience, might say there are not that so many use cases, as there are many, of course, reasons behind of that. But what we have seen, there are some use cases where medieval castles have been recreated in the virtual reality, and also augmented reality. And what this gives, it gives not only the option to preserve the site and to reduce the so to say footprint, and also not to reduce the carrying capacity of the place, but it also gives new experiences for the tourists. So basically, it's an option how you can give something additional for a person who wants to see the place. He can observe some new information, to see something like what kind of scenery was there 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and so on, so on. So we might say that these technologies, they are very effective in both controlling the tourism flows, but also it can help to analyze the actual interest of tourists in this kind of place. So this goes two ways. So both it helps save the ecology and also the place of the tourism object, but it also gives new impressions, and it creates valuable data that can be used further on. Just briefly, this.
Thank you. Then I have one question for all of you. Who must pay on digital tourism experiences or these digital solutions that you could travel and you could see some castle or other tourism sites in your mind? Yeah.
Well, we must say that, and we see that these technologies are most likely to be adopted, first of all, by the early adopters, and it's also somewhat related to the age gap and the experience with technology. So until the age of, I would say that the most likely people will pay for these kind of experiences at the age gap between, say, 20 and 40, 45, 50. But as we see that the technologies get more and more increasingly adopted in the general population, then also these kind of age gaps doesn't matter as much. The most important thing is that the tourism objects, they have to have this infrastructure in place, or at least there has to be an option to use these devices, I mean virtual reality devices, without any interruption, and so it means that there still is a place for the infrastructure to be built upon. But it's very important not to get that far ahead. So it means that we shouldn't invest as great amounts of money and to see that these devices get obsolete in some years. So it has to be done everything in a very careful manner.
I think it should be both from the public and the visitor, I mean the government and the visitor point of view. We should think like what we are practicing in the protected areas, which is very successful. But at the same time, it is also important for the local community to easily access the tourism resources, whether it's museum objects or the heritage sites. In that case, it's important that there should be some price discrimination where, for certain experiences, it should be, different, have a different pricing strategy. At the same time, basic, experiences or a basic services should be given with a low or a minimum cost. So, in that case, at least we can do the justice for every section of the society. Otherwise, today, we have a challenge, for particularly the popular national parks. If you want to visit, it may not be a huge amount for the foreigners, but for Indians, it is too much. Paying about 20 to 30 euros per trip, it's very challenging. And in that case, what they are doing, simply providing some trails where they can easily access with 1 or 2 euros. In euros, that is possible. In a similar way, I think it is possible even for the other heritage sites in the major cities, even in the museums, because our entry fee would be, I think it's too low compared to other countries, particularly for the locals. So yeah, there should be some differential pricing, something.
Thank you. Are locals interested in digital solutions, in digital excursions?
Not exactly. Yes, there are sections of the society. Yeah, they are very much tech savvy and they are experiencing, but a majority no.
Thank you. And Tomaš, what is your view about?
From my point of view, I think it depends on the purpose of use the technology and who benefits from it. So it can be the price policy also has been some tool how to save some historical, for example, building and transfer the tourist to the virtual reality. But on the other side, when we don't speak only about the virtual reality, for example, smart system, it's hotels, there I think the costs are, for example, the owners or who receive the benefits. That I think that it could be solved according to the purpose of use and the goal which has to be bring by this technology.
Yeah. I know that we have also some representatives from local municipalities in the room, but from my experience, I can say, at least in case in Latvia, usually local municipalities who are responsible about the tourism sites and objects, including museums, are investing public money to elaborate, to prepare these 360 tours, digital tours, and other digital experience for customers and visitors. But then is the question, how many afterwards will come and travel to the destination? Yes, it's a question about the benefits, about the input and output in technologies. Then we can see a lot of positive impacts from technologies to sustainable tourism development. But do you think that technology can have also some negative impacts on the development of sustainable tourism? If yes, give any example how you could see this negative impact as technologies can affect sustainable tourism. Tomaš?
Yeah. Maybe it depends on the technology, but some technologies are consuming a lot of energy. Sometimes that need computers, and it can be negative effect that they consume energy, and it depends which type of energy they consume, whether we are able to produce green energy from solar, wind, and water, or they use some energy from coal, and there could be negative effect that we have to burn the coal.
Yeah, I think Indian point of view, I could see particularly when it comes to understanding or implementation in terms of cost is one thing, and understanding or implementing those technologies or transforming towards a green technology or a sustainable, the digital technology, it requires some kind of a knowledge, particularly for those, the rural areas or niche tourism products. It is a little difficult for them to adopt those technologies and transforming towards, because when you have a clear policy and for certain destinations, transforming towards a green technologies or a green infrastructure will also challenging for them because it requires a lot of, money. I think that is one of the major problems.
Well, personally, I think that there's the problem is caused more by information than the technology itself. So if we would look at the case of the social networks, so say 20 years ago, there were way fewer tourists going to places which are heritage areas, which are protected wildlife areas, mainly due to the reasons that there were less information available. So not that many people knew about the places, not that many people saw pictures and videos about how nice the place looks like. And even if they did, they mostly did it in say, some journals or some books. And this is a different experience when you read something in a book or journal, because it's more, I would say, the people are they're more distanced from the place. But when they look at the social media and see that someone else, just like him, was there, took a picture, maybe even littered the place with the garbage that they brought with them, then of course the people find that, well, if a person like that can attend the place, why can't I? And it gives more intention for the person to actually go and visit the place. And I would say, I think that there are more of these, I would say, expulsive tourists that just see something on social media and they just want to go there instantly. We did see that during the COVID time, that people would post pictures of places that I would say shouldn't be posted, because the more people you have going there, the more damage is done to the area if it's a wildlife area. And so I think social media is actually damaging the areas that we want to protect if they are not like very high tier protected areas. And the total the toll that is or the burden that goes on these sites, I think, is way increasing due to the social media. So information, I believe, is a bit of a problem.
Yes, we can say that it can increase over-tourism, and at the same time it's necessary to provide more and more knowledge about the responsible tourism and responsible behavior during the travel, and afterwards to post in a society all these pictures. But I would like to add another possible negative impact from technologies, and in my opinion it could be also the visual pollution of the landscape by technical infrastructure. For example, with different towers and counters in the landscape that are not well designed, but of course this design of infrastructure is improving from year to year, but of course it is also more expensive to design a nice this technical infrastructure, but it can be one of the negative impacts. And at the same time, when we are using different QR codes and other digital information, then it's important about the maintenance and about long time living of this digital information and infrastructure, that after the project is completed, that someone is taking care that this QR code will be available and we will get this information. This is one of these negative impacts. In some cases, I think it could be better to put this short information on information desk, not this digital QR codes or links to the information. But at the same time, I fully agree that this is way how we can keep our resources, not only paper, but other different plastic materials for interpretation and information science. And we have still a couple of minutes, and I would like to ask, what would you do if your phone broke or was stolen while you were traveling and you were traveling alone?
Take help from others, immediately whoever is local, or you think, depending on the situation, you think someone can communicate in language, it's local. Yeah, next, like whoever is easily accessible.
Okay, other ideas?
Well, I think while the situation wouldn't be life-affecting, I think I could live without the phone.
Yeah.
It's similar answer as Edmund. It depends on the situation, or there is people in the nature. There could be a difficult for orientation because you lost the map, and probably try to find some safe place and contact relatives or who care about a man, or get information how to get back and found the way, for example. So one time I like bicycling and I have problem with battery that I try to find some people to ask, send message to my wife to don't care about me, and I find a way back home.
Thank you for your answers, and I had feeling that it was the most hardest question for each of you to provide this answer, because we are very dependent from technologies during our travel. At the same time, yes, we are taking care of our planet, but at the same time we need to take care also about security and safety. And if we are in the city, of course, we can get help in different offices, or we can go to the shop if we have some plastic card or in cash. But if we have all this also money in our smartphones, then it is very complicated to solve this situation. And also for the navigation in nature, if you are in desert, for example, to find the right way if you are alone. And yes, I would like to say that technologies are very important to promote sustainable tourism, but at the same time, everyone must be a responsible traveler, and also to keep in mind some alternatives for during the travel. And I think it's time over, and thank you very much. If you would like to add some last wishes for other listeners.
Well, I might just seconding what you just said, that it's worth taking your time off technologies, although as much as we all love them, the so-called technology detox is something that is actually needed. And I believe that it will be way better that if we would take care of our technology use habits, and why shouldn't we do that when we are in nature and in tourism activities? This is something that also our kids would love more, that we wouldn't take technologies with us.
Yeah, certainly any development that we go for will have both positive and negative impact, and in that case, certainly technology, whether digital technology or a sustainable infrastructure or green technologies, certainly have both positive and negative impacts. If you look at the implications, certainly, there are more positive impacts than the negative impacts. So. Yeah, one more thing I just wanted to add these days, the tourism studies, particularly because the majority of the students are here, it's important that we should look for, the interdisciplinary studies where, understanding not just the digital technologies, but the green technologies or the green infrastructure development requires interdisciplinary study. So understanding the different perspectives, different, the technologies is also important. In that regard, I think we were working on one project, basically how to improve the digital and the green technology related skills for innovation and entrepreneurship. So certainly these things are also we need to consider.
Maybe it's all true, but maybe one remark that we should take into mind that how to behave without technology. Sometimes it can be difficult, but sometimes it can be good in practice, for example, by some natural disaster, because usually without electricity, the technology doesn't work.
Thank you, our panelists, and I wish everyone to go and to discover our beautiful city, Valmiera and surroundings. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.